we've taken to writing a few letters around here at the CSC periodically to politicians and to popes, to keep before their eyes, in a world that's quite ambivalent sometimes, values of the kingdom of God as we discern them to be right now in our lives. We're not sure they do any good, but nevertheless, they're letters that give us a sense of integrity for having written them. In a world where voting is always a little ambivalent and ambiguous, this gives us a chance to just be true to ourselves and our values in the midst of the gray of voting and of leadership these days. And so in that spirit, I've written a letter. I've written a letter that I'd like to share with you this morning. I've written a letter that has come to me to write in the light of these readings this morning from Wisdom and from Mark. But I think it's been being written for a long time, since the first time I ever met death. Dear Mr. Death, you are a liar and a cheat. Now, I'm not in the habit of being so rude in a letter, but it is my experience of you and what I know about you from my holy book. You are a cheat because you cheat me of the people I've come to love, people who have become a part of the very fabric of my life, people whom I wonder if I could ever manage to live without, people with whom I laugh and cry, pray and work, dream and sing. I fear being left alone without them. You take them away, and I hate you for that. But be advised, dear Mr. Death, that I will use all the resources at my disposal to fight you. That holy book I mentioned, it tells me this very day that God did not make you, and that you are the product of the devil's envy of my human life. How I wish you were over it. How I wish you would die. And you are a liar, because you make a lie out of my life. Life promises me so much. My experiences point to forever, and that this is just the beginning. And then, Mr. Death, you come to visit and you bring it all to a screeching halt. So final. I fear you and dread you for what you take from me. You are the terrorist I most fear. And I especially fear the diminishment of my mind and my body and what I've seen that take from people. But you seem so detached from all that, don't you? What do you care? And ultimately, it's not you I don't think I'm afraid of. It's some of the technology and the money that surrounds you. What I fear are all the tubes and beeping machines that try to postpone your arrival. Sometimes I rarely think about you, but I have buried my dad, and you have visited this community quite often enough now in this last year. And with every day spent, you come that much closer to me. Yet I'm here to tell you, I'm less afraid of you than I used to be. I'm less afraid because in that holy book and in this community of saints, I have met a power greater than you. And after you come to take what you want, what I know now is what I hear that great book tell me today. What I hear is arise, rise up, get up now from death itself. Indeed, I have met the risen one who was himself once dead and has now been raised up himself. And I have felt the power of love to be so much stronger than you. Yes, I'm less afraid of you because I know now, deeper than I know anything in the world, that somehow, some way, after you come for me or one of my family or one of my friends, somehow, some way, we will hear a voice stronger and ever more gently say to me and to each of them, "Arise now, arise." Oh, I do still wish you would go away and never, ever return. But I know you won't. You have your place now. And while you are unwelcome here, I know you won't be able to take what is best in me, what is best in my family and friends and between us. Death, be clear. I am done with being petrified of you. Done. Because I have come to know your own worst enemy, Jesus of Nazareth, and through him a love more powerful than even you. Indeed, my relationship with you is changing. I see now that dying is not the worst thing that could happen to us. Maybe our martyrs knew that first. Those who were willing to die for what they loved and believed in. Frankly, Mr. Death, I don't know how to sign this letter anymore. I began so angry with you, hating you even. And now maybe I should also see you as St. Francis did when he called you Sister Death. I guess that makes me your brother. Because what Francis knew is that you are the beginning of the next best thing. You are not the dead end you'd like us to think you are, but rather the portal, the threshold to a whole new way of being that I would never have ever come to without you. Now I know you can take what you can, but you cannot take love from me ever. Death, God did not abolish the fact of you, but God did take you and transform you. You are the bitter penalty attached to our evil. Now you are an opportunity for something more, and you cannot keep me from love and from life eternal. And so I really don't know how to sign this. But for now, let me sign it this way. Honestly, your enemy and your brother, Gary.